I want to cover something right now. Since we're done with Daily Devil Fruit for a while, I want to start covering weird theories I have about One Piece that may or may not hold any fruit. You know, we don't know a lot of things in One Piece. We don't know what the Will D is yet, or we kind of do, kind of don't. We don't know what the One Piece is. We don't know who Emu is. There's a lot of things we don't know yet. But there are obviously theories. And this is going to be a small little series I'm going to do where I'm going to cover some theories that I have, or maybe other theories that we do. And the first one is our favorite little doctor, Chopper. But what's a conspiracy theory about Chopper, or even a theory about Chopper, you may ask? Chopper doesn't have a human fruit. Or he does, but he doesn't have the base model human fruit. That's my theory. Now, obviously, Chopper has a human fruit. He's got the human fruit base model. Or does he? There's a number of reasons why I don't think Chopper has a base human model fruit. And that being said, I don't think there is a base human model fruit, given what we now know about devil fruits. Now, this is a spoiler for anime-only watchers. Everybody who reads the manga already knows what's going on with that. Devil fruits come from the dreams of people. People want this power. They get this power. It's spawned in a fruit. At least that's as far as we've learned. Who in their right mind wishes to be human? You're already human. You already got this. All you're literally doing is losing your power to swim. Every other human fruit that we've seen is a mythical model human fruit. There's not many, but we only ever seen mythical models of those that we have seen aside from Chopper. What if Chopper is another mythical fruit and not a basic human fruit, as there is no basic human fruit, as nobody would wish to be a basic human? You're already a human. Before we move on to the meat and potatoes of this video and like all the details and all the stuff that you want to know, I need to cover what Chopper's devil fruit works like. Chopper's devil fruit is the Zoan type human fruit. It is an animal, as humans are animals. We have also learned that when a Zoan type devil fruit awakens, they just kind of become the pure aspect of that animal. Now, I'm not talking about the Impel Down guards, because I will be getting to those in a second, because that's also part of the theory. When it comes to Zoan devil fruits, there's forms you can take. You have your human form, you have your animal form, and you have your hybrid form. Chopper is an interesting case in that his hybrid form kind of is weird. It's tiny. You know, it's very small compared to his full human form. But his full human form doesn't even look like a person. It's still very hairy. And he's got this weird ring around his neck now for some reason. I don't know. I don't like that design decision. But in all honesty, Chopper's human form isn't all that exactly human. Now, granted, his reindeer form looks like a reindeer. That's his normal base form. So really, his is kind of the opposite of how Zoan devil fruits function, because it's a human and he's an animal that ate it. But you get the point. An interesting aspect, though, is Chopper figured out that these Zoan transformations aren't actually a triangle. It's a sliding scale, or a wavelength. I'm going to describe it as a sliding scale, as that makes a little more sense. Chopper developed a Rumble Ball that he could eat and can function and change the way his transformation works by, you know, increasing his leg strength, increasing his horn strength, increasing his kung fu capabilities. All that being said, Chopper has an interesting way of seeing his fruit, especially with the monster form. Now, the monster form is where this theory starts taking effect. Chopper's monster point, which I would assume, and this is the way I've been seeing it ever since we found out about awakenings, is that Chopper cheated his way to an awakening, much like the Impel Down guards have. That's why he doesn't have the little Buddha ring thing that goes around all the Zoan awakenings that we've seen so far, at least the ones that we know have awakened. But Chopper's monster point is more akin to the Impel Down guards. But his awakening doesn't look human. It's a monster. Much as we've seen with the other Zoan awakenings, and more spoilers, Luffy's devil fruit, and two more Zoans that we'll see later, Lucci's and Kaku's, they still look like the animal. They still look like their animal. Like, Luffy still looks like a human. He still looks like him, just a little more enlightened. Kaku and Lucci still look like their animal, at least when they're hybrid form. Like, more of a closer hybrid than anything else. Like, mostly a more perfected hybrid form, if you will. Chopper's monster point looks nothing like that. Chopper's monster point is a monster. Now, I want to backtrack a little bit. With Chopper's human forms, yeah, they look humanoid, but really because Chopper's a reindeer, and we know that the animal form, which Chopper's animal form is his human form, it's reversed. It's going to keep his hair scheme. So, yeah, it does still look like a human, just with reindeer features, but he does lose his horns. And he's very buff. He is a very buff human. Here's my thought. The Impel Down guards more or less still look like the animal they're supposed to be. You know, you get your cow, your rhinoceros, they still look like that. Chopper's monster point's not humanoid in the slightest, aside from just general shape. He honestly, to me, looks more like a Leshen or some kind of forest deity. I mean, look at the comparison here. Like, look at how these two things look similar. I would put another monster here as well, but that is delving into Native American culture, and I don't really want to speak about it because I know this can be a very taboo topic for some people, and I don't want to, but you can use your brains and figure out what other Native American creature that is a cannibal that I'm talking about. Now, I don't think Chopper's that one. I don't think Chopper's that monster, because that would be a human fruit, mythical model, blah, blah, blah. This, I think, is the human fruit, mythical model Leshen, or mythical model forest god. Now, we all hear the things about Chopper. Oh, he's got the forest god fruit, he's got the earth god fruit. He may not have another god fruit. That would be a little too much going into, you know, the crew. That's a lot to work with the crew. They don't think they need that much power. But Chopper does have more control over it now, and he still acts like himself, but he doesn't have the rings yet, so this may not be his awakening. But we might be getting close. Honestly, what I wouldn't mind seeing if it wasn't a human fruit mythical model Leshen would be a human fruit mythical model Yeti. How would the Yeti work? Like, imagine Chopper, already a reindeer, he becomes a more mythological creature as in a Yeti or a Sasquatch or an abominable snowman, that sort of thing. You know, granted, that wouldn't really grant him all that much, you know, extra abilities, because it doesn't seem like he has the ice powers, nor do the Sasquatch or the Yetis really have ice powers. But he just, something throws me off about his monster point. Like, this just looks different given what we know about devil fruits now. I don't really have much else for this theory, but if you have any other ideas, put them in the comments below. I want to hear what y'all think, and I might make a follow-up video if more info comes out on Chopper or anybody else in the crew's devil fruit being different.